Fala pessoal, como vai você? Tudo bem? Eis aqui o Cláudio, o ex-tiozão do college no Canadá, porque não sou mais tiozão do college, agora eu estou trabalhando. Inclusive acabei de chegar do trabalho, acabei de chegar no aeroporto. Quem me acompanha aqui no Instagram tá vendo lá meu dia a dia no aeroporto. Inclusive hoje foi muito legal, fui reconhecido por um casal lá, a gente conversou um pouco sobre imigração para o Canadá, batemos um papo, foi muito legal. E hoje eu quero desafiar aqui um professor de inglês na plataforma Cambly. Eu quero que ele comente aquele vídeo que pipocou essa semana do Sarney discursando na ONU em 1980 e bolinha. Eu vou colocar o discurso para ele ouvir e ver se ele identifica o que o Sarney está falando. E eu quero bater um papo com uma pessoa aqui no Cambly a respeito de sotaques, diferentes sotaques. O que ele acha de sotaque? Beleza? Vamos lá, vamos achar esse discurso antes.
I would like to conclude by quoting the...
Então, o discurso está aqui no jeito. Agora eu vou procurar um professor aqui no Cambly para me ajudar a identificar o que o Sarney está falando. Vou botar um login aqui. Então vamos lá, eu estou aqui no Cambly e eu vou procurar aqui uma pessoa para falar comigo agora. Essas pessoas todas estão online agora. Eu achei simpático esse Eric aqui, que ele é de Portland. Achei interessante, eu tive lá agora recentemente, né? Eu vou procurar aqui o Eric, ok. Vou dar uma ligada para ele. Hi there.
My name's Eric.
How are you, Eric?
Good, good.
Let me explain what's happening right now. I have a YouTube channel, and Cambly is sponsoring me for this video today. And do you mind if I record our conversation for a few minutes just to showcase later on my YouTube channel?
Oh, no problem. Sounds good.
Right. So the channel is called fourcanada, and there I show how it's life of a family. We are 4 over here. We live in Vancouver, and show a Brazilian family, how is it, how we live, how we are adapting, and this kind of stuff, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah. That sounds neat.
Right. And you're in, where are you now?
I am in Oregon.
Oregon, all right, Portland, right?
Just south of Portland in a town called Wilsonville.
Oh, nice. I've been there in February with some friends to watch Portland Blazers against Real State Warriors basketball.
Oh, right on.
It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
it
Blazers
was,
are good.
it was so nice.
Yeah.
And Eric, let me ask you something. I want to show you a video about a guy he was giving a speech in English. And can you give me your opinion on his accent?
Okay, on his accent.
All right, just 1 second.
Brazilian brother, thy ample place is ready. A loving hand, a smile from the north, a sun instant rain. Let the future care for itself where it reveals its troubles, impediments. Ours the present proof, the democratic aim, the acceptance and the faith. To thee, today.
I got about half of what he was saying, maybe.
Okay,
Very strong accent.
right.
He probably should have had somebody else read the script.
So,
He was obviously reading from a script, and I could kind of get what he was saying, but his accent was strong enough that I wasn't able to catch, maybe half the words.
all right. So if you were in the audience, probably you wouldn't get.
Yeah, as an
Because-
American, I wouldn't. I got the gist of kind of what he was saying.
Right.
And I didn't really understand his words per se.
And Eric, you do teach English a lot, maybe online, right?
I've been doing this for about a month online.
Right.
So I'm probably chatted with about 200 people at
Wow.
this point.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's your opinion, generally speaking, on accents? Do they bother you? Do they sometimes sound nice, or is it a problem?
I love accents.
Right.
You know, I come from, I'm the first American in my family. My parents are both British, so I grew up in a household with a British accent around all the time and an American accent in my day-to-day life.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't have any problem with accents. I think they're great. And I enjoy the challenge of learning how to understand English in a new accent. You know,
All right.
it's neat. I went over to England quite a few years ago, traveled up to Scotland, and about 5 Scottish boys, schoolboys, got on the train, and I sat there for a half hour listening to these kids speak English,
Right.
and I understood maybe 3 words.
That's crazy.
And they were speaking English, but just hard Scots accents English.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's like it's not something I have any negative feelings toward at all. I think it's really cool that it's English with a different twist.
All right.
Australians have a great accent.
It sounds so nice. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it adds spice to the language in a way.
I've been to a city close to Vancouver this weekend. It's called Whistler.
Okay, yeah, Whistler.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. There wasn't the ski season didn't start yet. We were just for getaway, and the lady at our hotel when we were checking in, she was from Australia, and this is the first time I ever really chatted with someone from Australia. It sounds so great. It sounds so nice, right? And what about other accents such as Italian speaking and East Indians? How does it sound to you?
Oh, Italian accent, molto bene.
Yeah.
That's good,
Yeah.
I used to work in an Italian coffee shop, so
Right.
I've been around that accent a bunch too, and like I said, it's like spice to the language.
Right.
It gives it a different flair. You can identify roughly, at least if you know where the person's coming from, what country background they might have.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Swedish version of English is very different than, than a South American version. So Brazilian or I've spent a good amount of time in Costa Rica.
Okay.
They've got their own version of a Costa Rican accent when they speak English too, and
They do, yeah.
I enjoy it. I find it to be a neat thing that instead of everybody speaking the same version of English,
Right.
you've got, all these little variations of the same language.
And as a native speaker and living in Portland, do you think it would be an accent, a regular accent, either from Brazil, from South America, doesn't matter? Would it be a barrier for someone to get a job, or do you think it's people wouldn't hire you because of your accent?
It really depends on the job,
right?
And the company. Like if you're going in and trying to get a job at a place that's multicultural, like say an international coffee shop or something, then it's a plus. Then it's like, oh yeah, we want cool accents and stuff.
All right.
If you're going to be working, like the guy you just showed me on TV, doing what he's doing, he could probably use with a less harsh accent and clearer speaking of English because he's trying to communicate to large groups of people, and he wants all of them to understand him clearly.
Right.
So it really depends on context. In most cases, it wouldn't be a barrier.
All right.
But it could or couldn't be depending on what profession you're in, what type of job you're applying for.
Interesting.
In general, most of the time, no, it's not going to be a problem. What I have found at least is that most Americans like hearing unique accents.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
It's like, oh, that's something different. Cool. Where are you from?
Right.
So, yeah, and even in America, we got some, major accents going on in this country too. You go, down south in America, you've got a very different version of English than you do up north.
That's right.
East Coast, they tend to speak much faster and more kind of choppy, whereas West Coast, we tend to slow it down a little bit.
And do you recognize Canadian accent when you're speaking to a Canadian? Do you know if it's from Canada?
Not as strongly, but yes, there is a Canadian accent, and depends on what part of Canada they're coming from as to how strong it might come across.
Right.
But that's a subtler difference between America and Canada, I would say. But similar to the differences within America, it's like
all right.
cross over into Canada, and it's a little different, but it's mostly the same English.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, thank you so much for your attention. I have you here, a nice conversation. I will put on YouTube. Check us out on. It's called fourcanada. It's in Portuguese, but still, yeah, that's nice images from Vancouver and all over BC.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks so much. Hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Pois é, meus amigos, é a segunda vez que eu uso o Cambly, é a segunda pessoa muito simpática que eu conheço. Esse bem diferente da... Quem não assistiu o primeiro vídeo, eu e minhas crianças competindo quem fala melhor inglês. Agora mais um cidadão simpático da cidade de Portland, que é uma cidade muito interessante. Eu ia falar bela cidade de Portland, não é tão bela assim na minha opinião, mas é uma cidade muito interessante. Espero que vocês tenham gostado desse vídeo. Eu vou deixar aqui no link da descrição um acesso para vocês conversarem por 15 minutos de grátis, 0800 no Cambly. Então eu quero que vocês usem esses 15 minutos para conversar com o nativo. É muito gostoso, é muito divertido, você sai da sua zona de conforto, né? Você bota um fone de ouvido aí, conversa com um canadense, com um cara de Portland, de Seattle, e acho que vale muito a pena, tá bom? Obrigado aí, Cambly, por mais uma vez dar esse apoio ao canal fourcanada. Isso ajuda bastante, motiva bastante a gente. Eu peço a vocês inscritos aí também que dê esse suporte para que a gente continue aqui postando conteúdo para vocês. Um abraço e a gente se vê no próximo.